Am I live? Okay. I think I am. Alright, just started streaming. Okay. Here we go. Alright, excellent. Okay. Let's let everybody know what's going on. And I missed telling a group of my friends the other day, so let's not mess that up this time. I did have some technical issues earlier, so let's hope nothing manifests as like a terrible technical issue. I may just have to figure out a new placement for my router, but I didn't want to fiddle with it too much, but that's kind of the situation that was going on. Hello, welcome in, Gibson Lens. So I was sharing messages through all the servers, and it looks like you saw the message in Rob's server first before your own server, because I have them organized when I joined the server. Welcome in, Parahari. Alright, and I have one other group to tell that I'm live, but then after that we can get started and hang out. Whoops. So I should probably figure out how to do like a waiting screen so that I can do this without having to make people wait. But anyway, how are you guys doing today? Hey, Mind Reader Dave, welcome in. Alright, so first things first. Hello, welcome in for anybody who is new here or hasn't watched a stream. This is my third stream officially, so hi, my name's Nam. I am also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch, and I like to perform sleight of hand card magic. And I assume that's probably why you're here. That, or you just wanted to hang out. So in either case, I totally appreciate it. Let's see, we've got some people in chat, and let's see, Gibson Lens, I think he's been present for basically all of my streams, so thank you kindly, Gibson. If anybody doesn't know, Gibson Lens is a piano streamer. He also does video games. So let's give shout outs now. Let's see, Parahari, he is also a piano streamer. He also plays Hollow Knight, so and then let's see, Mind Reader Dave is also a streamer. He is a variety streamer. He does mentalism, magic tricks, and plays video games. So welcome in, everybody. Mind Reader Dave. Alright, so now that we've got some shout outs out of the way, thank you very much for coming, and hopefully you guys enjoy. So I'm a little bit frazzled because if you guys didn't know, I'm a relatively new father, and because it's July 4th, Independence Day celebration here in the United States, there are some fireworks, so she's been waking up kind of intermittently throughout the night, and so I was like, okay, and I was actually thinking, oh man, let me just stream, so then, because actually the last couple of times I streamed, I was a little nervous at first, but I was actually pretty, like, it was kind of calming, so, I got to hang out with some people. show some magic tricks and things like that. But then I had some technical problems, so I'm starting way later than I would have liked to, but you know, such is life. So here we are. All right, first things first, for those of you who are not aware, I have co-opted the StreamerSonglist to be able to allow viewers to request magic tricks. So if you would like to see what tricks I can perform, feel free to go ahead and do !TL, so it's not SL, but TL, to view the trick list. And you can request it if you're familiar with using things like StreamerSonglist. Other than that, oh man, so many more people. Hello, welcome in Elise, and welcome in Books, Brews, and Booze. So let's see, I believe, so Elise is a cello player, also a streamer as well. So let's shout her out. Thank you for coming, Elise. And then let's see, I know that Brooks, Brews, and Booze is a streamer as well. I've not had a chance to visit, so but I believe it talking about books, brews, and booze. So that'd be my guess. Now I'm doing something new. So because my first two streams, I did have a couple of tricks in which I did not perform to my satisfaction. There is a new thing. I'm doing something called boss tricks. So basically they're tricks that I did not perform to my full satisfaction in the past. And so if anybody happens to request it, you have found a boss trick. So let me, I think I put the description in this. Okay, so there we go. So that's what a boss trick is. So some may have been requested before, some may have not. But I did brush up on a few of those. And if people don't know what tricks to request, feel free to go ahead and just do !random, and that will just randomly place one in the queue for you. So, but in the interim, I can just show you, a little bit of something. So look, we've got a 3 of diamonds. Here's a 3 of diamonds. So let's go ahead and place the 3 of diamonds just into the deck here. Snap my fingers. Believe it or not, we're just going to go ahead and have the 3 of diamonds come back up to the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the 3 of diamonds, place it into the side, like so. Snap my fingers. And we'll show you that the 3 of diamonds has once again jumped up to the top. Now we're going to go ahead and show you that a lot of times magicians might switch out a card, but I'm going to show you that I haven't switched out a card. It's still the 3 of diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and place that in here. I'm going to take that whole packet and place it in here, so you can kind of see me push the 3 of diamonds slowly into the middle of the deck. Now I was invited to a wedding a couple weeks ago, and just as a regular guest, but I decided to bring a regular deck of cards and a Sharpie, or a few Sharpies, and I had all the guests sign cards as though they were signing another guest book, and then I gave the deck to the couple that was getting married at the end of the night. So that was a pretty fun thing to do. But anyway, at this point during this routine, someone was suspicious, and she was like, hey, I bet you assuming the card was the 3 of diamonds, the 3 of diamonds is on the top right now. And so I went ahead and I let her take a look at the card on the top, and it's not the 3 of diamonds. And then I also tell her, okay, sometimes magicians like to hide cards on the bottom, but it's not on the bottom. But all you have to do is make sure you snap your fingers, and of course 3 of diamonds hops back up to the top. I know, right? So anyway, that is my warm-up for today, which I believe somebody called out correctly. Let me just go ahead and catch up in chat for a second. Let's see. Okay, although that shout out didn't work. Oh, did I mess up a shout out? I'm sorry if I messed up a shout out. Oh yeah, Mind Reader Dave, ambitious card routine. Yep, that's correct. Also known as ACR. So, good call. Amazing one to drop by and say hi. Oh, Supernatural Writer. Hello, welcome in. Supernatural Writer is also a streamer as well. So, I've not had too much of a chance to hang out, but the few minutes that I was there, it looks like there was some writing going on and editing. So, okay, all right, excellent. Okay, Elise says, "Oh no, I was just making fun of your fun of you. Keep doing the trick, please." Okay, all right. I appreciate the shout out. You're welcome. All right. Wow, you know a lot of streamers. Thank you, Elise. I mean, I've befriended a bunch of people, and the people who hang out on Twitch the most I've seen are people who stream on Twitch. So, but yeah, I tend to hang out a lot with musicians. So, yeah. All right. First things first, we have a trick called 8-card brainwave, requested by Elise. And Elise, would you believe that I could control or manipulate what your decisions are going to be through the internet? Do you believe that I could do this? I'm just scrolling back in chat just to make sure I didn't actually mess up someone's shout out. Alright, we're going to shout out Elise again. Okay, alright, so this one does require a little bit of interaction. So, Elise, would you believe that I can predict which one that you are going to select? If you believe that's true, I need you to select one of these cards. But once you select that card, change that card in your mind, because I don't want it to be your first gut instinct. And then at this point, these cards won't move from the table. So go ahead and tell chat, tell everybody which card it was you selected. Elise says, huh, interesting. So for anybody who doesn't know, Elise has a running inside joke in which she is the Yakuza boss. So yeah, tell chat, tell everybody. Which one did you select? I know, that's fine. I'll prove to you that I made the prediction. So. Let's see. I'm going to read a couple of the chats here. Okay, Jack of Spades. Alright, so the Jack of Spades is the card that you selected. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide this out. And here's the thing. Did you know that perhaps I could have predicted that you would have chosen the Jack of Spades amongst all of these cards? Because if I show you, these cards are all red backed, but this Jack of Spades is actually a blue backed card. And that is the 8-card brainwave. Elise says, no way, yo! And I'm here to tell you, yes way! Alright, let's see. Catching up in chat a little bit. Alright, Padahati says, I think I will just keep wowing. Amazing! Supernatural Writer wanted to drop by and say hi before bed, so thank you for dropping in. Let's see, Supernatural Writer, nice to see you. You have Books and Brews and Booze. Let's see, Elise says I can cover pop, K-pop, classical, game music, and let's see. Books, Brews, and Booze says I talk about books and then sometimes sing a raid song, and then there's a mass exodus from my stream. And Elise says, "You can't control the boss." Let's see, you're funny, but the people who stay are your fam. Huh, interesting. Wait, I have to tell the chat? Yes, you have to tell the chat. That's okay, it worked out. It's a great trick. Let's see. Alright, looks like we have a request from Books, Brews, and Booze. And so this trick does require a few cards. Let me just go ahead and grab some. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Please let me know how you're spending either your holiday weekend or if you're doing something else, if you live in a place in which it is not holiday weekend. For anybody who's interested, the holiday is July 4th or Independence Day for the United States this weekend. So. Let's see. Elise says, well, it's not a holiday here, which is South Korea. And let's see, Books, Brews, and Booze. Also feel free to shorten my name. It's much easier. Okay. B3, 3B, B cubed, triple B, B dog. I don't know. Elise says it's just a regular Monday. Alright. I forget if we need this many cards or one fewer card. Let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I think we might, it's one fewer. Alright. Okay, so first things first. The Restless Lady is a trick. It's an old card trick. And it is basically about a lady that likes to join in all of the parties. So wherever all of the people are. So in this case, the people are going to be represented by 7 of diamonds, the 8 of diamonds, the 9 of diamonds, and the 10 of diamonds. And our lady is going to be represented by the Queen of Clubs. And so the Queen of Clubs, let's pretend we try and isolate her, and we place her here. And the thing is, she's not where the rest of the party is, because this is where the rest of the party is. And so what we are going to do is just grab a card. If we just give her an avenue to come to the party, like this, she's actually going to jump up into the party. Isn't that weird? That's so strange, right? So, look, I'm just going to go ahead and place her in the packet. And what's going to happen is if I go ahead and I show you that I have to remember how this part is done, because she is magical. She can have these properties in which she jumps up to the top of the packet, like so. But what we're going to do is try and separate her again, like so. And the avenue here is that if she's not here, all I have to do is just give her an avenue to get to the party. Because take a look, there she is now. Isn't that weird? That's strange, right? And so, alright, what we have now is, we're just going to go ahead and place her down there. So we have these two cards. But look, all I have to do is grab a card, touch the queen, and the queen finds a way to hop back up to where the party is, because this is where all the cards are. All the other people, all the cool people. And now finally, we just have some card left. But if I go ahead and I place this on the top, she does want to be the center of attention. So she is going to find a way to hop back up to the top. That's so weird, right? Now, a lot of people will find that this person, and it doesn't have to be a lady, it's just called the Restless Lady for the purpose of the trick, but it could be like an annoying jack, it could be an annoying 4, for some reason. But what we're going to do is, we're going to try and like shame her. So she needs to find a way to actually make herself acceptable to this group of people, because you don't want to ostracize yourself, and you don't want to cut all ties, burn all of the bridges. And so what's going to happen is, see, here's the thing. There's this thing called peer pressure, but a lot of people subscribe to peer pressure in a way that is called manners or etiquette. And so after all of these people kind of peer pressure her, she is going to find that her ways have been wrong and incorrect, and so she is going to change her ways to conform to them. And so the Queen of Clubs that was the Restless Lady is now a diamond like the rest of them. And that is my handling and performance of Restless Lady. All right, let's catch up here. Let's see. Supernatural Writer says, I have 5 minutes until Monday. All right, it is now officially, for me, the clock has hit midnight, so it is now Monday for me. Let's see. BBB says, B-dog, lol. All right. BBB says, dude, this is so awesome. All right, hopefully I've read that with just enough enthusiasm to basically get what you were trying to get across. Supernatural Writer says, I know, right? And then Padahati says, oh, wow. And BBB says, dang. So thank you for the claps, Padahati. Thank you for the claps, Supernatural Writer. Let's see. And since I'm a relatively new streamer, and we worked out all the kinks last stream, feel free to go ahead and do some more random tricks in the queue. If there's nothing in the queue, I don't feel obligated to do anything. So if you guys just want to chat, we could legitimately do that as well. But all the tricks that I get to perform, it's also practice for me. So I really enjoy practicing. Let's see. BBB says, more enthusiasm than I can verbalize at midnight. Lol. Well, you're welcome. Elise, you could do voice acting stream. Alright, well, I've been told that I can do radio voices. So one of the most popular voices that I do as a gag with my friends is 1.9 APR financing, $5,000 cash back. And that's like a very common thing to hear for car commercials on the radio. Kerno Art. Welcome in, Kerno Art. So let's see if anybody who has joined or if anybody who's lurking that's back there. Hi, my name's Nam, and I'm also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch. I mostly hang out in musician streams, but I am starting to do my own streaming. This is actually my 3rd stream ever, so welcome. Each one of these steps is basically a way to help get me to affiliate, which seems cool. It seems harder to get affiliate than it does to maintain affiliate. I read up on it, and it seems like, oh, once you get affiliate, you can chill for a few months and it's fine. So I'm like, oh, all right, that's cool. But I do also want to thank anybody who has followed. So thank you for the follows, and so thank you very much for following Kerno Art, Just Czar, Mindreader Dave, and I believe those are all the people that followed since I joined in. So, okay, we have a trick to perform, and it is the ultimate 3-card Monty for Just Czar. So let's see, Just Czar. You are going to play a fun game. Okay. Just Czar, are you present in chat? If not, we can have somebody else play the game for you. All right, everybody can play this game. So, all right, Just Czar, I'm going to be watching out for your responses. But if anybody else also wants to play the game, you can also put your responses in the chat. I think it'll be interesting if multiple people. So the object of this game is to follow the ace. Okay, so we have 2 red cards. They don't matter. You just want to follow the ace. Okay, and so what I want to do with this is I just want to make this a little bit interesting. I don't even know why I'm mixing them up. I should just, okay, so, all right, Just Czar, we have 3 positions, A, B, and C. Where would you like me to place the ace, the card that you are going to be following? A, all right, so that's, ace is going to go here. All right, B or C, where would you like the 2 to go? C, okay. And then by default, the 3 must go here. All right, remember, your goal is to follow the ace. I'm only going to make 2 switches, and I will do it very slowly. Watch. 1, 2. Now, the question is, A, B, or C, where's the ace? Let's see. I feel like you want me to say C. So Just Czar says he feels like I'm trying to get him to say C. So he's going to say C. So A, B, C. So he believes his official guess is here. All right. And of course I wanted you to say C, because of course that's the 2. So we definitely didn't have it there. Now some people think, oh, maybe it didn't leave. Maybe it was still here. Nope, that's the 3. And then of course the ace is here in the middle. Now, okay, once again, I don't know why I'm mixing them up. Let's go ahead and, okay. We'll go ahead and have you play again. I'm going to place the ace in the middle. Okay, so the ace is now here in the middle. All right. The 2 is going to go over here. And the 3 is going to go over here. Once again, I'm going to make 2 switches. Then you let me know where you think it is. 1, 2. Okay. Now, I understand that logic would dictate what this is completely ridiculous. You might be laughing right now. So go ahead and tell me where you think the ace is, A, B, or C. And for the record, if anybody was watching, I did switch B to C and C to B and then back. So Just Czar says A. All right, so Just Czar. Have you seen this trick before? Do you know? Pacozy, welcome in. Pacozy says C. All right. So, all right. So those of you who are playing along, okay, hold on. Jasar says no. And Pacozy is going to do a chicken wave. All right. So Pacozy, you said C. The card that's actually here is the 3. And now, good thing you did not say B, because actually that's the 2. And now finally, as you said A, Just Czar, you are correct, even though it probably defies each and every single logic thing in your head. So I'm just naturally a contrarian, says Just Czar. Well, so well done. You technically won the game at that point. However, there's usually another phase that ends up happening, and we usually go for another round, but we make it easier. So, but since you've already won, you don't. There's no pressure at this point. So we have the ace, the 2, and the 3. So well done, Just Czar. But what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go ahead and take. And what I'll say here is that you probably can't follow all 3 cards because there's 3 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So let me just go ahead and eliminate one of these. So I end up putting the 2 away over there. All right, Jassar is going to be giving it away to Pacozy. All right, Pacozy, I don't know how long you've been here or if you saw the last phase of this, but I'm going to go ahead and place the ace here in position, what was position B. And then I'm going to place the 3 in position C. And once again, I'm just going to do 2 switches. 1 and 2. So important question, Pacozy. Position B or C, where is the ace? I can tell that Pacozy is very... C! Alright, so Pacozy says it's here. Even though I placed it here and I swapped twice, you would think that it's back here. And this is the reason why you never play 3-card Monty with anybody on the street, because they can be pulling moves like I'm pulling moves, because we have the 3 here. And actually, this is, once again, the 2, and the ace is over here. And that, my friends, is ultimate 3-card Monty. Alright, how was that, guys? Awesome. Let's see. Oh, next we have a Magician's Choice. And actually, I happen to know what my boss tricks are, and I do want to do at least, one of them. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, thank you for the claps. Just Czar, Pacozy, Elise, Triple B, B-Dog. Yeah, I'm probably going to be calling you a few different names, if that's okay, because I kind of like them all. I kind of like BBB, but I also like B-Dog and Triple B. They're all good. Okay, so, hey, it's Chris M. Yee. Welcome in, Chris M. Yee. Let's see, Chris M. Yee is a streamer as well. Let's give him a shout out. So he has a show on Saturdays called Clip ME, and actually after the first week of me streaming, he was nice enough to feature a clip of me on his show. So thank you kindly, Chris ME. And he also is a variety streamer, also plays a bunch of games as well. I've caught him playing Fall Guys. So, but okay, so let's see. For the Magician's Choice, actually, let me request. Let me see here. Let me see if it finds it correctly. Alright, awesome. And let me... So that's the trick that I will be doing. And then let me go ahead and grab this. So this is for Kerno Art. So on my first stream, I attempted to perform this trick. And let's see here. And I believe Gibson Lens was the only one, or at least the only one chatting in my stream to catch this. So I did not feel like I did the trick the best possible way. But for those of you who don't know, this is called an ace assembly. And what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and lay out all the aces, and we're going to have the ace of spades down here, and we're going to try and have all of the aces magically jump to where the ace of spades is. So the thing is, let's go ahead and introduce all of the aces, because sometimes, especially younger folk, they may not know what all of the suits are, because they don't have to play cards to be entertained. There's a lot of digital entertainment nowadays. But okay, so we've got the ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of spades. And so what we're going to do is we'll place all the aces out like so. And then we're going to go ahead and place 3 cards onto each pile. So and then what we're going to do is start our magic. Okay, we won't need the rest of the deck for this trick at this point. Okay, so first things first. Believe it or not, if I use the horns right here, the horns are conductive. So if I go ahead and I touch this pile with that pile, believe it or not, the ace is traveling up my pinky and down my index finger and into this pile. Believe it or not. Because watch, if I show you, there's actually no aces over here. I should probably move this closer to the center. There you go. No aces over there. Because if I show you over here, so here's an ace, those aren't aces. The ace of diamonds has jumped over here. Alright, once again, horns. I'm going to use the other hand because I don't want to burn up the horns on this hand. So let's go ahead and touch these 2 piles. Whoa, did you see that? That was really quick. It just required a little touch. It went up the pinky, down the index finger, over here. Because, watch. There's actually no aces here either. And if I show you now, we have 3 aces and some other card. And now we have this last pile. I'm all out of horns, so I'm going to do something that is ill-advised, and I'm going to be using my whole body. So it's going to go up this arm and down this arm through my chest. And a lot of the times, you don't want it to go through your chest. But here we go. Okay, did you see that? It jumped from here to here because, look, we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of spades. And actually, here's the thing. You might suspect some sleight of hand, which, is true because I don't try and hide the fact that I'm performing sleight of hand magic. If I go ahead and place the ace of spades into this pile, right, I can do this interesting thing where I can show you the ace visually jumping up because watch, look. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a 1, 2, 3 tap. And did you see the ace jump from that pile to this pile? Because look, the ace of spades is now here. And if I show you, there's actually no aces over here. And that is my handling and performance of ace assembly. Thanks for the request, Kerno Art. And let's see. Thank you for the claps. Elise, Chris, Kerno. And let's see, we got some people eating popcorn. Awesome. Hey, Pocozy, thanks for the claps. Elise says, amazing, man. BBB, thanks for the claps. Just Czar, thank you. Alright, and now we have some other people in the chat who are also magicians. So, welcome in, Infozar, and welcome in Hallowthorn. So for those of you who don't know, I recently connected with these guys because I was doing sleight of hand magic, and they are apparently already established magicians performing sleight of hand magic, or performing magic. Sorry, I like to emphasize that I'm doing sleight of hand magic, but everybody else, they're performing magic. And so if you would like to give them a follow as well, if you enjoy magic, Infozar, his name's Jack, he performs magic, and Hallowthorn also performs magic. So oh, apparently Jack and Hallowthorn are on Discord jamming, so here we are. So let's give you guys a shout out. Actually, let me also clear my queue. Okay. Hallowthorn. And I had a chance to tune into both of their streams this week. So I basically met them this week, and then I was like, well, okay, if I'm available, I will just hop in, even if I couldn't like be 100% attentive. But I got to chat with their chats and them a little bit. So anyway, welcome in. Thanks for coming, guys. Let's see. Elise says, I need to go get some lunch and then meetings, so sorry for not being able to stay long. Yeah, no problem, Elise. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it, so thank you very much. Let's see here. Okay, so if anybody would like to request a specific trick, or if you would like to just request a random trick, that will get a trick down into my trick queue. And if anybody would like to take a look at the trick list, !TL, to look at my trick list that I've used, that I've co-opted StreamerSonglist. So, all right, Chris M. Yee is going to be requesting one, and he will request randomly Family Unit. Chris, were you here last time when I did Family Unit? Did you want to do a different one, or you want to see this one again? Okay, your call. If you want me to clear it out for you, let me know. Otherwise, I can still do it. So, all right. Yep. Let me clear that out, and then we will. All right, go again, Chris. I also still have tricks that have not been performed out of my trick list, so you can just quote unquote randomly, but mentally randomly choose one from there. Vampire card trick. Okay. I don't believe you were here when I did that one. Were you? I know Gibson Lens probably was, but all right. So I'll do this one anyway. We have a bunch of people in chat that I'm pretty sure have not seen this one. So okay. First things first. The vampire card trick is a trick in which I'm going to show you how a vampire gets away with, well, murder. Well, it might not actually be murder, but it's effectively murder. So, all right. Supernatural Writer, thanks for stopping in. Enjoy the lurk. Okay, first things first. So we have a few cards that are going to represent our victims for the night. They are the Ace of Hearts, the Two of Hearts, and the Three of Hearts. And of course, to represent our vampire, we have the King of Spades. Now, the vampire will be sucking their blood in the order of Ace, 2, 3, for first, second, and third. And so the vampire goes out early on in the night. And of course they pass by what will be the third victim and the second victim. But by the time we find the vampire again, the vampire has sucked the blood completely out of the first victim. I know, isn't that strange? That's so weird. So now we have the 2, which is the second victim, the 3, which will be the third victim, and of course our vampire, who goes out into the middle of the night, and he's going to suck the blood of our second victim. So of course it's not our third victim, but the vampire has sucked the blood completely out of our second victim. What? Also bizarre, right? Okay, and finally we have our third victim and the vampire, and the vampire will be sucking the blood out of the third victim, because if I show you, the third victim has had the blood completely sucked out of it. And now, of course, what we see here is we are living in modern times. So this vampire is aware that there's going to be police, FBI, CIA all over the place, and he needs to figure out what the heck to do. So he needs to find a way to get out of Dodge really fast. And so, before the sun comes up the following day, he does find a way to make himself scarce. And that is my handling and performance of the vampire card trick. Alright. Thanks for the claps, Chris M. Yee, and the, I guess, Shivers Pacosi. And thanks for the cheers. Jack, do you prefer I call you Infozar or Jack while on stream? And thanks for the claps, Just Czar. And let's see. Thank you for the emotes, everybody. So let's see. That was the vampire card trick. I'm also trying to get better at maintaining. All right, Jack or Infozar. Okay. Cool. All right. And so, Infozar. So, you've requested twisting the aces. Are you familiar with twisting the aces as another magician? I'm just curious. Let me go ahead and find the other aces. Luckily, they're all clumped up from the previous trick. So, I only learned twisting the aces fairly recently. It was a gaping hole in my repertoire. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, this particular one is going to be a pretty standard performance. I do like variations of this. So the other variations of this on my trick list are called French twist and shaking the aces. So all kind of similar plots to this, but this is the classic one done by Di Vernon. So first things first, for anybody who is unaware, this can be done with any with just 4 regular aces. It's nothing weird. Obviously, with the vampire card trick, I'm not going to hide. There are some blank cards involved, but for this, these are just legitimate aces. So, okay. So first things first, what we are going to do is we're going to try and flip over these aces magically. However, if I flip them over like this, that is not magical, because that's how normal people would flip over the aces. So we have got to do it a different magical way. So if I go ahead and I hold the pack like this and I give it a magical twist, believe it or not, that's actually going to turn one of the aces face up, because if I now count through them, you'll see that the ace of hearts is face up. But look, I'm going to go ahead and hold the pack and give it another magical twist. What you may not believe is that the ace of hearts is going to turn itself face down, and then the ace of clubs will be turning itself face up, because look, if I count through the cards once again, it is actually going to be face up, and all the other cards were face down. I know, isn't that strange? Isn't that weird? Okay. Now, we have hit up 2 of the aces, the hearts and the clubs, so we do have to hit up the other 2. So I'm going to hold the pack and give it a small magical twist. And believe it or not, that is going to turn up the ace of diamonds, because there it is. So, now, here's the thing with this ace. Oh, sorry, not this ace. The next ace, which is going to be the ace of spades. The ace of spades is magically resistant. I swear it's because the spade is a gigantic pip, like in the middle of the card. It's like so narcissistic. It wants to be the center of attention, and you just can't reason with the ace of spades. So here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and give the pack another magical twist. But if I show you, all of the cards are face down. Even if I give the pack 2 magical twists, some astute viewers might say, whoa, you've given it 3 cumulative magical twists. And I'm going to say, you're not wrong, but that is still not enough magic to turn over the ace of spades. So, you know what I'm going to need, chat? I'm going to need you to send me magic through the internet pipes. And the way that you're going to do that is just put a bunch of 1s in chat. So just put 1s in chat to send the magic to this packet. We need to show this ace of spades who's boss. Alright, so Chris M.Yi sends a 1. Pocosi sends lots of 1s! Infozar sending total magic 1s! Pocosi sending another separate 1. Alright, okay, and with all of that magic ace of spades, I don't believe you can deny chat. The ace of spades is going to turn itself face up. And that is my handling and performance of twisting the aces. Thank you for the claps, Pocosi. Thank you for the claps, Infozar. Thanks for the claps, Chris M.Yi. Thank you very much. So for this particular trick at the end where I was having chat send through, what I'll normally do is actually, if I'm physically with somebody, I'll have a spectator, preferably a spectator that had magic on a previous trick, hold the packet at that point and then be like, will your magic power turn it up? And then have them spread, and then the last ace will be turned face up. So that is I think an interesting handling note for the magicians in chat, but I don't mind sharing that tidbit with everybody because you have to find ways, interesting ways to adapt some of these tricks for for Twitch basically. So that's one thing that I've done for this. So anyway, thank you for the claps. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I had actually wanted to do this trick for a bit because this is actually one of my standard tricks that I'll do when I just walk up to somebody if I want to show them something. So I'm pretty practiced in this one for sure. Alright, let's see here. And of course, if nobody knows what to request and doesn't want to request anything specific but doesn't want it to be entirely random, there is a magician's choice in the trick list as well, so you can choose that one and I'll pick something. I suppose we could also have the other magicians because it is magician's choice, but anyway, for the other magicians in chat, I called it magician's choice because pun intended. Alright, let's see. Dudeman. So I was meaning to ask you this. So I called you Dude Man last stream. So welcome in, Dude Man. And let's see. Should I pronounce it Dude Man? That'd be 1. And then if I should be pronouncing it Dudeman, that's 2. And if it's something completely different, give me a 3. And then if you were curious about the boss tricks, so there are 3 total boss tricks. I've only done 1 out of the 3. And so if anybody's curious about what a boss trick is, I have... I like Dude Man. All right, Dude Man. So yeah, if you can find them, if you were present the last couple of streams, you may know what they are, but I've done 1 of them. There's 2 left. I added the O because it is a common username. All right, Dude Man, you got it. Okay, so we have another trick as requested by Infozar. Thank you kindly for requesting Color Monty. All right. So, I am a little thirsty. Let me go ahead and just take a swig of water before proceeding with this. But anyway, so once again, earlier in the evening we did a 3-card Monty trick. That was the ultimate 3-card Monty. For anyone who cares, it is Michael Skinner's 3-card Monty. And this one is different. So this one is a 3-card Monty that is done in the hands. So the 3-card Monties you're probably used to, they have all the cards like out like this, but in this case, the 3 cards are going to remain in my hand the entire time. Is the water a sleight of hand trick too? Well, not today, but maybe in the future. Let me think about that. All right. Now, these cards may look like normal cards on the back because, you know, as you can see, they look like normal bicycle cards. I'm not going to lie to you. They're not normal. What we have here is a card with a blue triangle on it. We have another card with a blue triangle on it. And then we have a third card with a red triangle. And the goal here for any person who is silly enough to play 3-card Monty with a magician, you're going to try and follow the red triangle. Now, assuming each one of these predictions or calls from the spectator would yield some money, look, if I go ahead and I grab the red triangle, I place it on the bottom, or sorry, it's a diamond. They're all diamonds. I don't know why I said triangle. I know my shapes. I mean, misdirection? Ha ha ha. Okay. So they might say, oh, well, you just put the red diamond on the bottom. And I would say to you, nope, you owe me $1 because the blue diamond is, one of the blue diamonds is on the bottom. And what we're going to do is have that person guess again. Well, wait. If the blue diamond's on the bottom, then maybe you never move the red diamond from the top. And well, no, because the blue diamond's also on the top. And okay, well, in that case, if the blue diamonds are on the top and the bottom, the red diamond's got to be in the middle, right? So at this point, they owe me $2, but no, you owe me $3 now because the blue diamond is in the middle. And they were like, no. You are cheating. There's no way you have 3 blue diamonds there because I must have seen a red diamond. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And the thing is, if I wanted you to win, I could show you that there are red diamonds. So, and they're like, okay, well, I remember there was a blue diamond on the bottom. No, there's a red diamond on the bottom. And now they would say, well, wait, if the red diamond's on the bottom, then definitely on the top there has to be a blue diamond. Nope, it's definitely a red diamond on the top as well. And now they're like, wait, that means there's a blue diamond in the middle. There's no way the red one's in the middle. And I'm like, no. That's also a red diamond. And at this point, they're like in the hole, maybe $10. I don't know. We're not actually keeping track because I'm not really getting money from anybody. At this point, I'm sure this person should have walked away. But, you know, I can make all of the cards look like anything I want. So, like, if I want to make it look like everything is a blue diamond, we can. However, I will double or nothing on this very poor poor spectator. And what we're going to do is, all right, double or nothing. Here's a blue diamond. Here's a red diamond. If you can tell me what's on this card, you get all of your money back twice over. All right, chat, here's your chance. Guess what is on this card. Blue diamond, red diamond. I've once had a answer of holographic purple diamond, and I laughed, but so Pocosi says purple. All right. Okay, any other guesses in chat? All right. Dude Man says green. Okay. Any other? Oh, Chris M. says blank. All right. And then Infozar says the triangles I keep mentioning. All right. So everybody says a color, and the closest person to winning is actually Dude Man, because it is green, but it's actually not a green diamond. It's a $sign. Sorry, buddy. You owe me what you owe me. And that is my handling performance of the Color Monty. Thank you kindly for the claps. Pocosi, Chris M. Infozar. Thank you very much. And of course, at this point in the trick, after the trick's over and I've stolen all of their money, they can inspect them. They are as they seem. Okay, let's see here. Set performed. I'm trying to get better at knowing what all of my commands are, because I find that it's a little bit easier than jumping windows and things. So let's see. Let's catch up in chat for a minute. Purple, green. Infozar says, love it. I used to do Color Monty way back in 5th grade. I'm 50 now. These days I do a variant using blank cards that get drawn on. Ah, excellent. Great. Yes. As discussed in Magician Circles, blank cards are more expensive than regular cards that are printed on. So, yeah, if you see blank cards, just know they are more expensive than regular printed cards. That being said, I believe I should probably put out a PSA. I don't believe we should be talking about age on Twitch, so just for anybody that, so heads up. All right, let's see. Chris M. you have selected Magician's Choice. Would you like to see a boss trick? All right, Triple B says, I can make a whole bowl of ice cream disappear. So can my wife. All right. I'd actually forgotten I had made this as well. So we are going to do boss. You have found a boss trick. All right. So this one I did not satisfactorily perform to my standards. I think I might have covered it up well enough, or at least muddled through it during the last performance, but let's go ahead and add this. This is oil and water, and I did not do it the way that I wanted. So this is for Chris M. and we're gonna get it right this time. So then after this, there will only be one boss trick left. So let's see. First things first, we need a few cards to represent oil and a few cards to represent water. So I like to just use some red spot cards and some black spot cards. Alright, last time on Dragon Ball Z, I messed up. And so what we have here are 4 cards, red pip cards, 4 black pip cards. For anybody who was not here last time, let me ask you, what happens when you try and combine oil and water? Conceptually, not the cards, but actual oil and water. What happens? Alright, I can see everybody is hesitant. So they don't mix. Pocosi, you're correct. Dude man, they become triangles. I mean, I don't know what the true fabric of reality is. I mean, they could, maybe all the way down. But so we're going to leave the red cards here, and we have all of the black cards over here. And what we are going to do is we are going to try and mix them up. We'll try and mix them up. Let me just move this down. We'll try and mix them up right here. And so let's begin. So what we have here, we're going to start with a black card, okay, and then put the red card on top. So black and red. Okay, look, we'll do that again. Black, red. Okay, black, red, black, and red. Okay, now it takes a second, but let's push them together, and let's just take a quick peek at the bottom. Okay, that's a black card. All right, let's take a quick peek at the top card. Excellent. Now, all that was all the amount of time that the pack needed to separate all of the red cards. Because if I flip over all of these cards on the top, there are all 4 of the red cards, and down below they are the 4 black cards. Okay, I can see that you are unimpressed by the lack of claps and everything. So let me go ahead and go into the next phase, which will hopefully be way, way more impressive. Maybe not. That's building it up too much. I mean, look at what Dude Man said. He said bread. I mean, if that's not a resounding endorsement of my abilities, bread. Okay, so perhaps the mistake was starting with a black card. So let's go ahead and start with a red card this time. So let's go ahead and start. Red card. Okay. And then black card. Okay. Red card. Okay. Black card. Red card. Black card. Red card. Black card. All right. And now what we're going to do is just give it a second. I'm not even gonna like touch them really. I'm just gonna do a little touch like this. And believe it or not, they've separated. I could end this trick right here as a comedy routine, but it would be way more impressive if I showed you that. Well, let's check the bottom card and the top card again. Okay, because the bottom card is black. The top card is red. And so, here we go. Black, red, black, red, black, and of course, red. And Dude Man in the chat says black plus red equals bread. There we go. And that is my handling and performance of oil and water. Thank you for the claps. Chris M. Yee, Pocosi, Dude Man. Thank you very much. Hopefully that was enjoyable. So actually I do need to update the boss tricks because Mark has done, because we've actually done 2 out of the 3, so there's only 1 left. And let me just go ahead and make that reflective in the Magician's Choice thing. Okay, save. Alright, cool. Awesome. Yay, I like bread. Maybe I should change that to like cooking. And it's like, well, what happens when you mix flour and oil? I don't know. Oil and flour. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take a swig. Let's see. Last time there was somebody in chat. I don't think they're in chat this time, but if they end up watching this VOD, I think I missed a question that was, oh, did you do sleight of hand magic with some card game cards like Pokemon cards and things like that? And the answer was yes, but I don't think I answered that last time. So on my YouTube channel, actually this is a good time to plug that, is that I've been on YouTube a much longer time than I've been on Twitch. So this is my third Twitch stream, and I've been on YouTube for like years. And but I just started Sleight of Hand Magic not too long ago, a few years ago, 2019. And all of my magic videos are basically from the last like 2 years. But the first project I tried to do was doing magic with card games and board games. And so there's a lot of like nerdy geeky card games that I've done. So obviously magic with magic cards, that was a must. I did a lot of color changes, which means making a card change from one card to another card, but with Pokemon cards to make it like an evolution. As a demonstration, if you were curious, this is the 8 of clubs, but if I was to make it change, pretend it's a Pikachu evolving into a Raichu, for example, that is what it might look like Pokemon card wise. And so yeah, so that's what color changes are in general. But so did stuff with that, and then did a bunch of other things with like Star Trek and Star Wars cards. So I did a Star Trek trick that was like pretending to use a transporter. So if anybody wants to see that trick just with regular cards, that one is called Invisible Palm. It's pretty visual. I like it. Let's see. So yeah, I did a bunch of stuff with that, and then at some point I started running out of ways to like creatively use the things, and I was starting to like, I was just like, oh, let me just do regular card tricks, and then so I switched over to that. And my project, actually, for people who don't know, I did a very aggressive sleight of hand magic project on my YouTube channel, where I tried to perform, record, and upload 100 magic tricks in 100 days. So earlier this year, in 2022, January 2nd to April 11th, I did it. I finished the project. So there is over 100 magic tricks for you to view on my YouTube channel. But if you want to see the specific, there's a specific playlist that I added, and that it basically brings you to my promo video. So it's like a 3-minute video that explains like the whole project, and then it's in the playlist, or it links you to the playlist. So enjoy if anybody wants to view that. Okay. I don't see any other tricks. Let me go ahead and request something of myself randomly. Coin matrix. All right, excellent. I'm usually a sleight of hand card magician. This is like the only trick that has coins, or really anything else besides cards, involved. I also use cards in this trick, but let me go ahead and find coins here. Let's see, Picosi says, very cool, the Pokemon tricks sound like my kind of thing. Oh yeah, so I think I forgot if it's like 5 or 7 Pokemon card game tricks, but if you just go to my channel and just find like Pokemon Magic or something, those come up. Dude Man says, and now for the over 9,000 challenge. So I've changed up my schedule because the 100 tricks in 100 days schedule was extremely aggressive. I could not maintain that and my sanity. So I was like, okay, my new project now is trying to stream, and but I'm still maintaining my YouTube stuff, so I'm scheduling one new trick to go up per week. That's still going to be a lot of weeks before I get up to 9,000, but you know, we'll see. All right. Okay, so this is called Coin Matrix, and I think I did this once on one of the other streams, but what we're going to do is try and make make coins teleport. So that's basically the premise of this trick. Okay, and I think it's pretty nice. It's a little short. Oh, have I been off center the entire time? There you go. Is that helpful? Okay. My apologies. Alright, first things first. Let's go ahead. Would you believe that I can make this coin jump up to this corner? Because if you don't, watch very quickly. Did you see it move? Because look, I'm going to do it again. Watch. Ready? It jumped up there. It like really jumped up there. Okay, and now finally, last one. Ta-da! And now all 4 coins have arrived up here. Alright. And that is Coin Matrix. Let's see. Chris M. Yee, you have requested the 4-card trick. And there's actually a little bit of prep that I would like to do for this for you specifically. If you are okay with waiting like a moment, I am just going to slide over here just for a second, and I hope you understand. And I have there's a lot of magic stuff over here. Like if I could just turn this, I would totally show you like my entire rig. But yeah, if somebody would like to ask me anything, this would be a great time for an Ask Me Anything. Yep. Full disclosure, I use card boxes for card games to hold magic stuff. Hey, Triple B says, friends, it's bedtime, up in here. See you next time. I would like to add like cowboy to that. I think that would be great. But anyway, thank you for stopping in, BBB. Please have a good night and get some restful sleep. Let's see. Dude Man asks, did you make the mat that I'm using? No. These you can purchase at magic stores, and a lot of magic stores are online now. So it's basically an overglorified mouse pad, except that it's much thicker than a mouse pad. So they call these close-up mats. So when you're performing close-up magic, that is what this is. Okay, let's see. Oh, Infozar is also heading out. Infozar, thanks for stopping in. Enjoy the lurk. So you'll be back. Thank you. Oh, welcome in, Panda Volta. Thank you kindly. Panda, you have come at a great time because Chris M. Yee has requested a trick. I just have to prep something to personalize this trick for Chris M. Yee. That's all. So give me a moment. And Panda Volta, if you stick around, I think you will totally love this trick too. Alright, first things first. Okay, I'm going to get back on camera after I rehearse this for a second because I'm not sure if I fully am very well versed. And I don't want to mess this up. Definitely not for Chris M. Yee. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think I've got it. So, first things first, I probably should have been a little bit more prepared for this if I had known that anybody from really the Rob Kovacs or Chris M. Yee crew was going to be here, because this is going to be a very special trick. So, we have the 4-card trick. So, in order to do the 4-card trick, we're going to need 4 cards here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, there's something special with these, and the reason why I had to prep for a second and find these are actually all blank. So these are actually all blank cards. And so for all these blank cards, we're going to need something special written on one of these. So, alright, Chris M. Yee, what is the one thing that you always request on Rob's stream? And for anybody who doesn't know, we are referring to Rob Kovacs, pianist, singer, composer, writer. He just had a new album. I'm just going to shout out Rob Kovacs just because if anybody wants inside jokes on some of these, then that's basically where these are. Alright, so let's see. Chris M.U. says, I mean, I don't always ask for Call Me Maybe, it just happens. So we're just going to go ahead and write Call Me Maybe. As we were discussing earlier, blank cards are more expensive than regular cards, so I'm doing this for the lols. Oh wait, I didn't actually send Rob Kovacs. There we go. Shout out. Call Me Maybe. Okay. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for a sec. So now we've defiled this card. Call Me Maybe. Alright. My apologies for saying defiled, but that's effectively what we've done. Okay. Okay, so with the 4-card trick, I'm going to need you to follow this card, because now this card is personalized with basically, you guys know, Chris M. Yee, Gibson Lens, Panda Volta. You guys know about why this says Call Me Maybe. And so, look, what we're going to do is we're going to place this into this packet, right? And now, you can clearly see that Call Me Maybe is here, right? But look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the essence of Call Me Maybe. Let me just pull it out of the card. And I just need somebody to hold on to it. Panda Volta, you've just joined recently. I'm going to send it through the internet pipes and just keep this safe. I know that you can keep this safe, and I trust you because you're a mod in 50 bajillion music channels. So there you go. Okay, Panda Volta is going to hold on to the essence of Call Me Maybe. Now, if I show you that I really did send the essence off to Panda Volta, what we've got here is, if I go ahead and I go through, Call Me Maybe has actually been removed from the card because it's now here. Isn't that strange? So look, all of the cards are blank. Or sorry, all the cards, are now face down. But okay, now Panda Volta, I'm going to need you to go ahead and send that back to me. Give me the essence of Call Me Maybe. Do I have it? Did you actually put it through? Or did I just grab nothing? I'm not sure. It's not physically tangible, so I can't tell. Okay, alright. Now returning the essence of the card. Okay, now I'm going to place it back into the cards. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is a little bit strange because Call Me Maybe I think is now back in the pile because look, Call Me Maybe is now back in the pile. But actually, for any of you guys in chat, when I said Call Me Maybe as I was writing it out, did anybody start hearing the song in their head? Did anybody start feeling like, you know, hearing the lyrics in their head? So we can tell this card apart because it says Call Me Maybe on the face, because first of all, I wrote it there. You saw me write it there, right? And of course, Chris M. Yee and Pocosi definitely said you started hearing the lyrics. And you can tell this card apart from these cards because these cards are all blank on the face and they have a normal back. But actually, when we are sending stuff through the internet pipes, it might sometimes pick up residual things. And so, you know, you guys thought that you said, you started singing the song in your head, hey, I just met you. I'm going to put my own twist on it because look, the back of this card actually reads, hey, I just met you. I am crazy. Here's my number. Here, 4 diamonds. So, call me maybe. And that is my handling and performance of the 4-card trick, doing it Call Me Maybe style. And there you go. So we've got, dude, man, this is crazy. I'm like, no, I'm crazy, crazy Asian. But anyway, yeah, this is crazy. Chris M.U. says, what? Panda Volta's like, what? Chris M.U. says, oh my goodness. Gibson Lens says, that's a little forward, Nam. And to Gibson, I would say, you're welcome. And thanks for the claps, Dude Man, and Pocosi, and Chris M. Yee, and Panda Volta. If you can highlight this for later, I'd be grateful. You know, I would be happy to. So anyway, at this point, all of these cards would be fully inspectable by the audience. So if you were here, you could actually touch this, grab this, and yeah, these are as they seem. So, call me maybe. There we go. FYI, if nothing else, I have to clip and highlight this just for DTS 4000. So, but anyway. Okay, that was the 4-card trick. Actually, we'll use the queens. Alright, Chris says, haha, absolutely, Pocosi, very cool. Thanks, Pocosi. Alright, hopefully nobody is bored yet. I'm not, I'm having a good time. Hopefully you guys are also having a good time. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the follows. FYI, after my last call to get some follows, I got a lot of follows, so if anybody who's watching the VOD later, thank you very much for following. I totally appreciate it. I think the number of followers that I got basically right away kind of blew away my expectations, so I was like, whoa! So thank you very much, everybody. Okay. So let's see. We have a request from Pocosi. Pocosi, was this a random one, or did you select this? I don't recall if I saw, but so this trick is called Michael Elevator. Ah, you selected it. Well, thank you. I have not performed this yet on stream, so here we go. We have the Michael Elevator, and the way that I like to theme this is excellent. Thank you. Pocosi says, since it showed it hadn't been done yet, so I appreciate it. How I like to theme this is that these 4 are survivors. These black spot cards, these could be zombies, they could be vampires, they could just be like virus carrying individuals. Who knows? But basically, there is some terrorizing thing that is happening, and these queens are trying to run away from them. So, but what we're going to do is let's go ahead and place the 4 queens out like so. No, that's the other way. Okay. And basically what we have are the 4 queens laid out, and we have the spot cards over here. And what we're going to do is say that each one of these represents an apartment building, and the apartment buildings each harbor one of the survivors. And so let's pretend these are zombies. The zombies are going to descend on the apartment building like so. And if we go ahead and just let the survivor use their ingenuity to press the elevator button and jump up to the top of the apartment building, you're going to see that they were able to jump up to the top and get away to safety. And now look, we can do it again. So look, we've got the 3 zombies, and look, we'll show you that the top card is not. And I'm going to go ahead and say that the second survivor is now going to jump up to the top. And look, the next survivor has gotten up to the top of the apartment building to save themselves. And now what we can do here is just show you that the zombies are getting smarter. So they don't have to just descend on top of the building. They can start to surround. And they're going to surround this apartment building. But, as I said, all of these survivors have some ingenuity so they can get out. And now finally, the last survivor at that apartment building, this one happens to be a pilot. If you did not know, Queen of Diamonds, full pilot. What she's going to do, she's going to go ahead, get into the helicopter, fly over the other survivors, and believe it or not, actually picks them all up. So all of the queens are now over here, leaving all of the zombies in the dust. And that is my handling and performance of a trick called Michael Elevator. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. Alright, let's see. So, thanks for the Hype Shock Pocosi. Thanks for the Pika, Chris M.Y. And thank you for the what? Pocosi and Panda Volta. Thanks for the claps, Chris M.Y., Dude Man, Pocosi, and Panda Volta. Thank you kindly. And once again, this is an impromptu trick, so it is a trick that can be done with a borrowed deck of cards. There's nothing weird or special about those cards. So, obviously, unlike the last trick, which required some blank cards. So, yeah. Okay, let me clear this one out of the queue. And the queue is empty, so feel free if anybody would like to request anything. By the way, there is also still one boss trick out there that has not been requested. For anybody who is lurking or has joined late, a boss trick, I made a command to explain it, is basically a trick that I did not perform satisfactorily by my standards on stream, and I haven't performed it satisfactorily since. So we've hit up 2 of the boss tricks already, and there's only 1 more out there. So if anybody wants to try and hit that, feel free. Also, once again, if anybody wants to ask me anything, feel free to go ahead and ask me anything. I mean, no guarantees that I'll answer, but if it's a question within reason that I can answer, I'll probably answer it. Panda Volta has requested a trick. Panda Volta. We are going to need to find some cards here. And the cards that we're going to need to find have been found. Here's some jokers. And then we can basically just shuffle the rest. So, what you may not know about jokers, there's only 2 of them in many decks because they are really great at finding other cards. They're really great, and so you don't need 4, you only need the 2. And that means that they are excellent at finding other cards. Now, the reason why this is called Hellman's Aces is that the typical plot of a kind of trick is called a sandwich trick. This ties in a lot with the cube rule sandwich discussions we've had in various Twitch streams and certain discords we may mention. And so Hellman's actually refers to the mayonnaise, like the actual person who created the trick named it that. So okay, first things first, we have the 2 jokers. All you need to do is tell the jokers, hey, make me a sandwich. Snap your fingers. And of course, the jokers happen to sandwich a card in between them. And that card, and the reason why it's called Hellman's Aces, is that they're aces. And so, once again, if we go ahead and just place both jokers on the top, and if I just show you they're both on the top, I snap my fingers, believe it or not, that's actually going to manifest another ace in between them. Ace of diamonds this time. I know, a little strange, right? Look, we can even do it slightly differently. I can go ahead and place both jokers on the top. If I go ahead and I completely turn it over and just snap my fingers, that ace is going to be facing the other way. See? Look, isn't that weird? And now finally, I'm just going to go ahead and snap my fingers, and look, we have one more ace that's going to just manifest in between the 2 jokers. I didn't hold it firmly that time, but it really was in there. And that is Hellman's Aces. And at this point, fully inspectable. You can hand out the aces. If anybody wants to look at the jokers, feel free. Hey, welcome in, Sonata G Major. Let's see, for anybody who isn't aware, Sonata G Major, he is a great guitarist. Plays guitar, plays bass. He has a classical, he has an electric. He has guitars that we can put our names on it for redeems. Very chill, awesome vibes. So let's go ahead and give Sonata G Major a shout out. There we go. And actually, Sonata G Major was my first raid out ever. So when I finished my first effectively test stream, I raided out to Sonata G Major. So. All right, let's see. Queue's empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Let's see. Sonata G Major, you just came in. If you would like, feel free to request a trick. You can type in exclamation point TL, not for song list, but trick list, to use my streamer song list to see all of my tricks. If a name of a trick strikes you, feel free to choose that. If not, you can choose one that I haven't done. If you don't know what to pick, you can select Magician's Choice, in which case I'll pick one for you. Or you can do exclamation point random in the chat, and that will add one randomly. But I think at this point we performed at least like half of the tricks, so it's kind of like a 50-50 shot. Let's see, Panda Volta says, I still love this use of StreamerSonglist, just top tier. Well, thank you kindly, Panda. That warms my heart to see that you think of that so fondly, because I just had this crazy idea and I'm like, oh man, let me just do it. I did talk with some of the other magicians, and the idea had come up before. I don't know if they've ever implemented it or done it, but I'm actually implementing it. So here it is. It's done. So you can request things. But let's see. Oh, Sonata, Traveling Man. I'm not going to lie. This is one of the newest tricks that I've added to this list, because I actually filmed my YouTube video for it, and that's actually not scheduled to go live yet, so you could not have even seen this trick on my YouTube, and I have a lot of tricks on my YouTube. So this is going to require 2 decks of cards. I mean, not the whole decks. I'm only going to need some cards. Here, you can kind of see the backs. All I'm doing right now is I'm just making sure that the kings are in the same sequence. So, first things first, this trick is called the Traveling Man. My YouTube video, when that airs, that is called Traveling Woman, but that's because I use queens. And I feel like if it's a trick called Traveling Man, sometimes you've got to have traveling women as well. So, anyway, here we go. What we have here, 4 cards that are red-backed, 4 cards that are blue-backed, each from a different deck. And you guys saw me. I pulled out all the kings. So these are all the kings, and the thing that I was doing was just making sure that they were in the same sequence. So as you can see, we have, from the top to the bottom, the clubs, the diamonds, the spades, and the hearts. Alright, Sonata, I need you to select a suit. That is going to be the suit that we're going to magically transfer. And so you could choose from either the red ones, the hearts or the diamonds, or the black ones, the spades or the clubs. Your choice. FYI, I did not plant Sonata. I did not make a deal with him and be like, hey, choose this one. So he can choose whichever one he wants. This is a free choice. Alright, Sonata, you have selected the spades. Okay, so all we're going to do, we do need to maintain the same order in both of these, but I need the spades to be in the 3rd position from the top. Okay, that's all. So we're just going to arrange it so that the spades is in the 3rd position from the top. Okay. Actually, I probably should have just left it spread so you can kind of see. Alright, so now it's from the top, hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds. Alright, cool. Guys, he just messaged me to choose spades. Haha, JK. Alright, that's fine. No big deal. Hopefully it's still impressive. Now, what we have here, let me go ahead and just show you that this is the red packet, here's the blue packet, right? I'm going to invisibly transfer the card, the spades of each side, into the other side. So look, I'm pulling the spades invisibly from each side, and now I'm going to put the blue spade king into this pile, and then I'm going to put the red spade king now into this pile. Okay, now I could do a cool magician clap and snap, whatever. It doesn't really matter because you saw me do the transferring. Like that was all that was necessary. So now if I actually thumb through this, remember it was 3rd from the top, right? So if I show you 1, 2, 3, it's now a blue backed card. And if I show you, that's actually the spade. So, and now if I show you this, look, watch. 2, 3, this was the third, right? And here's the thing. This is also the spade. Okay. But wait, it's not over, because look, I'm going to go ahead and restore these packets, right? I'm going to put the red one back on top, and I put the blue one back on top. And now, if I reverse count them, that'll put it on the bottom, right? So look. And if I show you, that's the spade on the bottom. And here, they're all blue, but I just placed the spade back on the bottom. Now watch. I'm going to go ahead and do the invisible transfer of the spade again. Watch carefully. I'm going to pull it out. I'm pulling the spade, the king of spades, out invisibly. I have them. They're actually here. I'm going to go ahead and insert this into this packet. So now the blue backed one is back in this packet. And now the red backed one is in this packet. Got it? Okay. And now if you were here, what I would ask, and if I had two spectators here, I would ask, okay, now I wouldn't touch these anymore. You can go ahead and spread them. But since you guys aren't physically here, just trust that when I spread these, it's not a camera trick. And if I show you, all of these cards are indeed the other kings, and these two are the selected king of spades. And that is my handling and performance of Traveling Man. Alright, let's see. Thank you for the claps and emotes. Chris, Pocosi, Panda Volta, Sonata G Major. Oh, and the bravos. Thank you. Thanks for the claps. Dude Man. Let's go, says Sonata G Major. Alright, let me catch up in chat and see what we've got. Okay, let me try and capture Sonata's excitement when he joined the chat. Hey! An honor! Heck yeah! Hey! Alright, hopefully I'm capturing the energy of Sonata G Major correctly. Yo, this is cool! Ooh, exclusive! Alright, did I get it? Bruh, that's on point. Thank you very much. Awesome, you got to get some interaction on your first trick, Sonata G Major. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is how I would try and impersonate Sonata G Major. I'm dead! I'm dead, y'all. I'm dead. Alright, let's see. Alright, Dude Man. You have selected the Chicago opener. Were you here for this last time, or you're just like, or did you see it last time and you were like, I need to see it again, kind of thing? Or would this be your first time seeing the Chicago opener? Alright, regardless, we are going to need a shuffled deck. Okay, Dude Man does not remember. Great. Okay, Dude Man, we're going to need a card selected. So, what I'm going to have you do, I'm just going to kind of like spread these out and like, okay, I'm just going to wave my hand over this and you just type in stop in the chat. And then whenever you stop, I'll take that chunk and then we'll break it down. Okay, so I'm going to start moving my hand over. You just type stop in the chat. Stop. Okay, so here's a chunk of cards that my hand stopped on. I'm just going to pull that out. Okay. Let's see how many cards there are. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, there's 14 cards to choose from, 1 to 14. Pick a number. That'll be your card. Got it? $13. Okay, that would be this one. Oh wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 13. So that one. Okay, so that'll be your selection. Now it doesn't matter that I know what it is, so we will show everybody here. Actually, wait. Yeah, it doesn't matter that I know what it is. It's fine. It'll go quicker if I don't close my eyes anyway. It is the 4 of hearts. Alright, so what we are going to do is lose the 4 of hearts into the deck, like so. Some people may think magicians are holding breaks or secretly keeping track of that card. I am squaring up the deck. I have my hands completely off the deck. I'm squaring it up. I don't know where it is. Because I don't need to know where it is. Because I'm going to go ahead and use my hand to cast a shadow over the deck. Like so. Now, believe it or not, that card, your 4 of hearts, has just turned to have a blue back. Because, so we have Keeg in the chat. Do a trick. Keeg, I am currently in the middle of performing Chicago Opener, also known as Red Hot Mama, for Dude Man, who has requested this. So, let's see. Oh, look, I did not spread it well enough because the blue card is right there. Alright, so, would you believe, Dude Man, that your 4 of hearts has turned to have a blue back? Because it has. Look at that. Now, what we're going to do is we'll leave that there for a second. And we can go ahead and do this again a second time. And I'm just going to go ahead and why don't you just say stop somewhere. And I'll just stop there and I'll give you a choice of like a few cards. Okay, stop. Alright, so we have, okay, 1, 2, oh sorry, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one would you like? Two. Okay, so 1, 2. So this one. Okay, so that'll be your card. If you'd gone one further, it would have been this. If you'd gone one earlier, it would have been that. But instead, this one is your card. So your selection is going to be the King of Spades. Alright, let's go ahead and close that up into the packet. Alright, now once again, let me go ahead and take my hand and cast the shadow over the deck. And it's going to do, the shadow is doing all the dirty work right now, right? So it's going to do what it needs to be done. Alright, and now, believe it or not, would you believe that your card has turned to have a blue back? Hold on, do you guys see it? Hold on, did I mess this up? Wait. Alright, Dude Man, your card, you know what, I didn't snap, let me snap. You gotta groan, otherwise it doesn't work. I'm also still not seeing it. Dude Man, this is a little bit strange, but maybe when I cast my shadow, my fingers actually casted the shadow over this blue card. But this blue card was initially your 4 of hearts. Wouldn't it be weird if this blue card has become your King of Spades because it has. And that is my handling and performance of the Chicago opener, also known as Red Hot Mama, for Dude Man. Thanks for the request, Dude Man. Keeg, thank you for following. All right, let me catch up in chat here. Let's see, Keeg, we got some. Do a trick. Okay. Keeg 2, no. All right, and then Dude Man says, sus. Wow. Panda Volta says, nice. Chris MU says, wow. And anyway, thank you for the claps, Dude Man, Pacozy, and Panda. And thanks for the let's go, Sonata. Thank you very much. All right, so for anybody who just joined or anybody who's lurking, hi, my name is Nam, and I am also known as Crazy Asian or Crazy Asian on Twitch. And I am a sleight of hand magician. I am a sleight of hand enthusiast. I pretty much just do card tricks. But if anybody would like to request anything, yes, how? I've co-opted the StreamerSonglist to be able to allow viewers to request tricks. And so you can type in !TL to view my trick list, and you can request something. So. All right. And also, there's still one boss trick out there. Has not been requested quite yet, so. All right, we do have a request from Chris M. Yee. And it is called Dr. Daly's Last Trick. Yeah, when I end, actually, if nobody has requested the trick that I'm thinking of, I will end on this grandiose trick, which I'm thinking might be in, I don't know, I'm thinking about 20-25 minutes or so. But that is still plenty of time for some tricks. So, okay, first things first. For those of you guys who have never heard of the name Dr. Daly, you probably would not have heard about it unless you were in the world of magic, but there was an actual medical doctor named Jacob Daly, and the reason why this is called his last trick is that he was conversing and coming up with this idea using these 4 aces with like some of the prominent minds of magic at the time. If you've heard of Di Vernon or Ed Marlowe, those are the names. But Dr. Jacob Daly, he passed away. And the last trick he was known to have been working on, or performing, was this trick, which was published in a book later by some of his magician cohorts, and they basically attributed and called the trick Dr. Daly's Last Trick. And so that is what this trick is. Now, Chris M. Yee, you requested this, so let's have you make some. This is kind of a short trick, but there's a couple of things to guess, so why don't we have you guess? All right, so we have the 4 aces, and the thing with these 4 aces is that I'm just going to place a couple of aces right here in 2 different positions, and you tell me where each one is. Okay, so ace of spades. Place the ace of spades here in position A. Okay, and then we've got the ace of clubs. We're going to place the ace of clubs here in position B. All right, so now, important question. Where is the ace of spades? Chris M. Yee, the ball is in your court. Position A, position B. Somewhere else. Completely gone. I don't know. What do you want? Panda Volta has a emote. Thanks for the emote. Alright, Chris M.E. says somewhere else. Okay. Any other guesses in chat as to whether it's in position A or position B? Or up my sleeves, even though my sleeves are kind of short. I mean, they could be in Mario's sleeves. Mario is wearing long sleeves, right? So, could be in Mario sleeves. So a lot of people would guess. The ace of spades is over here in A. Panda's gonna guess under Mario's hat. All right. Okay. So if you would guess A, okay. So we have both A and B covered. Dude Man says it's A. Pocosi says it's B. Panda Volta says it's under Mario's hat. And Chris M. says it's somewhere else. Okay. So I have no cards in Mario's hat. And if you guessed A, Dude Man, you'd be incorrect. And then if you guessed B, Pocosi, you'd be incorrect. But for a second, wouldn't you just think, wait, weren't those the black aces? No. See, the black aces are over here. And so if you said in this pile of cards, which I don't think technically anybody said, you would have been correct. All right. And that is my handling and performance of Dr. Daly's last trick. Thanks for the emotes. OMG, Pocosi. Hi man, 00715. Thank you for the follow. Totally appreciated. All right, let's see. Thank you for the claps. Dude Man, Pocosi, Panda Volta, Chris M. Okay. You know what? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do last call. If anybody wants to, oh, hey, welcome in, Zweenot. So Zweenot is a friend of mine from childhood. He's my best friend actually. He is also into sleight of hand magic. And this is going to be a performance. But everybody in chat is welcome to play along if you would like. Okay, you can ignore this thing on the box. I just kind of label all my boxes just so I know exactly how many cards are in each. So let's see. All right, yeah, welcome in, hi man, and thanks for the follow. Came from Elise's Discord, can't stay. See ya sometime again. Oh yeah, well, thanks for stopping in and thanks for the hi. All right, and Zui, thank you for the hey guys. So welcome in, and hopefully you enjoy. So, okay, first things first. This is not so much a trick as it is a game. Now, if Zui was here, first of all, if Zui was here, I probably wouldn't be performing this on him. I think he knows how this trick works, but for anybody else, I could have somebody close their fingers over the cards and hold them like this. And so you don't need to remember that these are sevens. Just remember a spade and club. And we're just going to walk through the motions pretty slowly, okay? So look, what we're going to do is, first things first. Now, if I'm holding the spade, which one would you be holding? A lot of people would say the club. You'd be correct. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how magicians do their move, right? What they'll do is while you're holding them, they'll slide this card in just so that it lines up perfectly, and then they drag the other one out with their other fingers. Okay, so now if I have the clubs, you have a lot of people would say spades. Correct. So now what I'm going to do is I would do the move at speed. Okay, so look, watch. We're going to swap it once. Hey, look, I'm going to swap it twice. And look, they've been restored. And now I'm going to place the card here. All right, important question. Would you be impressed if the spade was on the bottom instead of the top? All right, any guesses as to where the spade and the club are? So if one's in chat if you think the spade is on the top, two's in chat if you think the club is on the top. and 3 if sus. And 4 if you think that you don't want to say anything in chat. So ones, okay, we got ones in chat. So Chris ME says 2. All right, Zwinot says 1. All right, okay, all right. Let's see if the ones are correct. I'm just going to flip over the top card, and I will show you 1 and 3. By the way, it does not appear that I have either of the cards that would have been in your fingers are the club or the spade anymore. And actually, they're not even 7s anymore either. They're actually kings now. And yeah, and that is the 2-card Monty. So let's see. Let's catch up in chat. Chris M.E. says, "Excuse me?" And Picosi's like, "OMG, shock." And Sonata's like, "Not like this." Oh. Bravo, bravo. Thank you kindly for the bravos. Dude Man says, "Illegal." Anyway, thank you for the claps, everybody. Thank you for the claps. Picosi, Sonata, Chris M. Yee, Panda Volta. And so, yeah, that is 2-card Monty. It is, by the way, full disclosure, this is way more impressive if a person is actually physically holding the cards. So, yeah, if you and I ever encounter each other, let me know. I'll perform it for you in real life. The kicker might not be as impactful, but if you have a friend with you, we can do it on them instead. And then it'll be hilarious. It'll be great. You'll be in on the secret. You know how the trick will end up. Okay. All right. So okay, let's all right, let's say last call for any tricks if anybody wants to request any. And then I have a particular trick in mind that I would like to close out with. It is one that I've not performed on stream, and it is on my list. So if you guys end up liking it, you can request it again later. But so anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody doing well? How are you feeling? Is everybody having fun? Are you not entertained? Also, I was a little nervous because Panda Volta is in chat and she has something she can request that is not a magic trick of me. I know, I could have kept it a secret, but she can call me out on it. I am definitely entertained. Panda Volta says, "I'm definitely entertained." And Chris MV says, "Haha, it's been another great stream." Sonata is like, "Ooh, Panda." And Sonata says, "Aye, good, just finished the foods. Haha, what are you eating, Sonata?" Cough, cube, cough. Made some mushrooms with pasta. Oh, excellent. That sounds delicious. Good pick. Good pick. A winning combination. All right. So, all right. Okay. So there is one not magic thing on my list, and it is solve a Rubik's Cube. I don't know if you guys know how to solve one or not, but I have a Rubik's Cube here. It is currently solved. So let's see who requested this. Panda Volta, you have requested this of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and scramble it. But in the interim, Panda, would you like me to just do it, or do you want me to explain what I'm thinking as I am solving it? I only know how to solve it in the beginner's method, which is only one way. But hopefully it'll be impressive enough. FYI, it shouldn't take more than like a couple minutes, because if I'm doing it like 2 minutes, that's way too slow. All right, and the next important question is explain. Okay, so Panda wants me to explain as I do this. All right, next. Would you agree that this is a sufficiently scrambled cube? I'm going to say yes, it's scrambled to me. So, all right. If anybody objects to it being a scrambled cube, then no big deal. Just request it again in the future. It'll be scrambled differently that time. All right. So, first things first. How you decide to solve this is you're going to solve it in layers. And when you solve the top layer, that means all of the pieces, not just on this top, are all the same color, in this case white, but all of these edges of the top also have to line up, because the centers on each of the cube sides do not move in relation to each other. And so even if you get all of this solid color, if these don't match, they're not. So my first goal here is to get the cross of these of the plus sign to match. So first things first, I'm just going to get one into place. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to get this other one into place like so. So now I have a solid line. So now I'm going to need to get the one across. It's unfortunate that the yellow kind of looks like the white here, but that's okay. So now we're going to go ahead and get the other one into place, and now the green one is into place. I say the green one, but it's basically the white one that has the green square. So now I have the plus sign. Now I'm going to get the corners into place. So all the corners have 3 colors to match up, so they only go in one place. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to do this. That's one corner into one place. We're going to do this, a second corner into another place. That one I just had to line up the corner, and then that gets 3 corners into place, and now I just have to move this to get the 4th corner in place. So now this is done, but it's not just this is done, all 4 sides here are also done. Okay, now the second layer, which is going to be the middle layer. So I do something that is slightly different than most algorithms. I only do the algorithm for the last one because I kind of have like a shortcut to do them. So in order to get those into place, I basically just I don't even know how to describe this part, so I'm just not gonna describe. But basically, just know I'm doing the second layer, and I'm trying to get all of the correct pieces in the second layer into place. And so, for example, like this one is the red and green one. So the red and green one has to go here because this is the red side and this is the green side. And now I have most of them in place except for this one. So I'm just going to do the algorithm to get that into place. So now if I show you the cube, the entire top side is done, but also the second layer all around it is also done. So now I have to do the bottom layer. So the bottom layer, this is just a lot of remembering a lot of algorithms. So I see this little shape, so I know that there's one particular algorithm to do. And once I get into this position, so I was lucky, I got a couple steps that I could skip, but I remember this because if the bottom color has the fish shape, so if you take a look, it looks kind of like a fish, that's how I remember where I am. So now I do this algorithm up to 3 times, so that was once, and the fish is still there. So now I do it again. So I was lucky, I only had to do it twice instead of 3 times. So these are now all the same color, but not all of these. So now I'm looking for the ones that have the most matching, so these two. For the corners, so those 2 corners are assumed to be in the right place because now this is correct, but these 2 corners are not in the correct place. So let me go ahead and do the algorithm to swap those 2 corners. And so now the cube is basically almost done except for these 3 that need to cycle. So it's just a clockwise or counterclockwise situation. I do the algorithms to turn them in whatever direction they need to turn. And then I have solved a cube on stream while explaining it. And that is solving a Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method. All right. And FYI, that is not magic, but there are some magicians that actually use a cube in their magic. I'm just not one of them. So yeah. Anyway, if anybody's interested in learning, FYI, get a cube. I can help you through it. So Let me know. All right. Basically magic to me. Panda Volta says, that's basically magic to me since I can't do it. All right. I mean, not with that attitude. All right. So let me go ahead and turn off requests, but I'm going to add my one trick that I would like to perform as my closer. So this is going to be the last one for the evening, and I have decided that it's going to be this because I'm not going to lie, I really like this one. Requests are currently disabled. Oh, I don't have overrideable. Let me see here. All right, SRS on. Picasso, did it add the right one? Yes. Okay, cool. All right, nobody sniped in between. All right. Okay, this last trick is called Picasso Aces. So first things first, we have a blue back deck. They are different, so it doesn't really matter here. However, I have aces over here. Now these aces actually come from a different deck. I'm not going to hide that. So this is a blue back deck. These aces are actually all red backed. So the thing is, we're going to do something visual with these aces. Okay, so now if you guys were around for the ace assembly earlier, so ace assemblies are where we place all the aces out and then we try and gather them all into one place. So we're going to kind of similarly do that here. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place these aces out like so. So these are the red-backed aces, and the ace of spades is usually the leader ace. So that's where we're going to get all the aces to jump to when we can. Okay. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place 3 blue-backed cards onto each one of these. Okay. So. And the one super cool thing about this trick is that it's super visual, in my personal opinion. Okay, we'll place these off to the side. We won't need those anymore. But let me just square up all of these cards. Okay, so each one of these piles, 3 blue cards, 1 red card. But as we progress through the trick, you're going to see each one of these cards jump up there, because look, first of all, we know that there's a red card here, right? But what if I just go ahead and I mime and I pull the redness out of that red card and I place it into this pile? Because look, if I count through this packet right now, they're actually all blue back cards, and if I show you all the faces, there's actually no aces anywhere. Because now if I count through this stack, remember there's only 1 red card and 3 blue cards, but now look, it's red, red, blue, blue. There's actually 2 blue cards, 2 red cards. Isn't that weird? That's so strange, right? So now we've got this packet. Okay, look, you can still see the ace right there, right? But what we are going to do is snap our fingers, and believe it or not, we have let me just hold these like a normal person. We have blue cards and no aces. And now if I show you these, sorry, I forgot to mime pulling it out and putting it in there. I could do it late, it's fine. Because look, now there's 3 red cards and 1 blue card. Isn't that weird? Okay, now let's go ahead and make the last card jump up there. So look, you can still see that the red card's here, and you still see that that's an ace, right? So if I go ahead and I just stick it in here, you'll still see that the ace is here. It hasn't gone anywhere, right? Let me just go ahead and close that up and just snap my fingers. And believe it or not, now all of the cards are blue. And if I show you all the faces, there's no aces here. Weird, right? Isn't that strange? Because I can take it late and put it in there. Because now if I show you all of the backs to these cards, they're actually all red. And I can now show you all of these tricks are, or sorry, all of these cards are all 4 aces. And I got a raid! Welcome in, Boyan the Bard. Thank you kindly for raiding my stream. My apologies. This was my last trick, but I can show one additional trick just for Boyan the Bard if he would like to see anything. So first things first, let's thank everybody who is coming in and following. So thank you kindly to Brad, Lauren Nipsum for following. Thank you for rating and hosting my channel, Boyan. Thanks for following Jamie 88888888. And let's see. So I've closed the list, but Boyan, if you would like to take a look at my trick list, and just let me know in chat. So !TL, and that's my song list for having magic tricks. So let's see here. Let me catch up in chat. So let's see. Sonata has a Pog emote. Thanks for the Pog. Dude Man says, "Sandwich, oh no." Pocosi says, "Shock." Panda Volta says, "Pog." And then that's when Boyan raided. Chris M. says, "Pika." And welcome in, Vince Vango. Thank you kindly for coming in. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for following. Brad, thank you for Jamie 88888. And let's see. Okay. All right. Boyan says, "No, I'm good. I have to bail and sleep." Okay. Okay. All right. Tell you what. I will just perform another trick, and this will be my closing trick for the Raiders. So, okay. So this is a classic of Magic, and I did do this earlier. So anybody who was here at the beginning of the stream. All right. Anybody from Boyan's raid, feel free to select a card. It doesn't matter that I know what it is. So you can just name it in chat. If you don't want to pick one, I do have a random card. You can !, random card, and it'll pick a random card. Let's see. Vince says, "Yo, yo, 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 yo. Good to finally catch you." Well, thanks for coming, Vince. Let's see. 9 of spades. All right, so let's see. 9 of spades is here. Now, was there any particular reason, Brad, why you selected the 9 of spades? Dropping frames a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I had some technical issues. It looks like my connection's currently good, so I don't know. But anyway, 9 of spades. Okay, seems fine now. All right, great. Okay, I didn't do anything because 9 of spades is still here. All right. Caught your eye. All right, Brad. Across the internet pipes, you've selected the 9 of spades. You are now magically connected to the 9 of spades. Would you believe this? Whether you believe it or not, you are. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the 9 of spades in the middle of the deck, and we're just going to go ahead and push it in. You can see it going in. It's definitely going in there. All right. Now, Brad, whatever your preferred magic gesture is, feel free to just like type something in chat as a magical gesture, whether it's like a snap, clap, whatever you like. You're going to bring it back up to the top. Tap. All right, great. Now look, you've brought your 9 of spades up to the top. Now you just got this power. We don't want you to waste it. Let's go ahead and have you do it again. I'm going to go ahead and place it into the middle of the deck, like so. And we're going to push it in. Brad, go ahead and tap again, a second time. You're awesome! Yes, you have the magical power. And people didn't know you can send magical power through the internet pipes. Tap. Alright. Believe it or not, you've actually brought the 9 of spades back up to the top. Now, here's the thing. You know that all these cards are different. You know I don't have a full deck of just 9 of spades because you saw I spread the deck initially. Now, some magicians might actually swap the card out, but I'm just going to show you that the card has not been swapped. It's still here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place it into the middle of this packet. I'm going to place that whole packet into the middle of this packet. And now I'm going to push it in, like so. I'm not holding any breaks or anything. And sometimes magicians will say, sometimes people who are hecklers, they might say that magicians are hiding the card on the bottom. Nope, not on the bottom. Some magicians say, oh no, now it's hiding on the top. Nope, not hiding on the top. But Brad, go ahead and tap one more time. Let's see, first time chatter, Chiku Box on Boyan Stream. He was inappropriately spied on for a freaky Empusa demon, so here comes the energizing raid. Thank you. 9 of spades hopped up to the top. Brad, there you go. And actually let me just do something here. I don't normally end with this, but I'm going to go ahead and put a bend in the 9 of spades. So you can kind of see that the 9 of spades has a bend in it, right? So if I go ahead and I pull this out into the middle of the deck, you can kind of see that there's that bend there, right? So 9 of spades. Okay, ready, watch. If I go ahead and I close that up, all right. Brad, go ahead and tap one more time. I think when we see that tap, you're going to see the 9 of spades just jump up to the top. Tap. Did you see it? There's actually a slight bend in this top card now. Isn't that weird? Compare that to a flat card. There's a bend now. And if I show you, this is your bent 9 of spades. And that is my handling and performance of the ambitious card trick. There you go. The one bad thing about this trick is I have to bend it back now. Alright. Chiku Bax, thank you kindly for the follow. Thank you for coming in. So I was actually... oh, thanks for the follow, Bark! So I was actually going to end after my last trick, but then we got raided, so this is actually my last trick now. So anyway, for anybody who doesn't know me, hi, my name is Nam. I'm known as Crazy Asian on Twitch, and I am a fan of Sleight of Hand magic, so I've decided to perform it on live streams. Thank you for the follow, that Foxel. And I've co-opted the StreamerSonglist to be able to have and allow viewers request tricks. So basically we've been doing requests basically all night. I've only had to add like 2 or 3 things to the queue, but I think we did like at least a dozen tricks probably. But if anybody wants to just browse my my tricks for next time, exclamation point TL for trick list instead of SL for song list. And that's that. If anybody wants to so I don't have a schedule. I'm actually a relatively new streamer. This is my 3rd stream ever. So yeah, so thanks for the attempted cheer. I actually am not affiliate yet, but I have, I think, enough followers. I just have to actually stream enough to hit like whatever thresholds for like 8 hours, 7 streams and things like that. So but anyway, yeah, so feel free to come back and again another time. I intend on streaming more. So Iceman West, thank you for the follow. And can I do 52 pickup trick? No, because that is, to me, just a game and not a trick. So anyway, that is, let's see. I could show like one quick visual trick. So, all right, what we have here is a couple of cards. We have the 3 of spades and the king of diamonds. Now, if I leave the king of diamonds here on the table, I show you that the 3 of spades is here. What if I go ahead and I transpose the 2 magically? Watch. Because now if I show you this card is now actually the 3 of spades. Isn't that weird? Strange, right? All right, first time chatter. Oh, 7 Senshi. Welcome in. Hey, glad I was able to catch one trick. Well, thanks for coming in and stopping by. I know that you had streamed earlier, so if, yeah, I'm glad you were able to see that. The VOD will be up, so I think the VODs are up for at least 2 weeks. But anyway, thank you for the whoa and the wow and the yeah, and so. As I said, as I was saying, I don't have a schedule right now, so I'm not sure. If anybody didn't know, I'm a relatively new father, so I have a baby. So between that and a full-time job, you know, I'm just trying to fit this in. Like, it's kind of a gamble to like stream at night because if baby wakes up, I have the baby monitor right here. I gotta attend, so I'll have to drop. But anyway, so that's going to be my stream for today. And let's figure out somebody to raid. I'm accepting raid suggestions if anybody's got any. And if anybody wants to raid call, I have a raid call. Please copy this. I don't have emotes, as we discussed earlier. I'm not even affiliate yet, so haven't had enough streaming time under my belt. But let's see. If there are no suggestions, my 2 thoughts are either the keyboard grinder or John Lee music. So, oh yeah. So for everybody else, yeah, my current raid strategy is let all of my existing friends know that I am streaming. So basically, I'm just trying to go to all of the places that I've been, hung out. They know me, they accept me, they haven't ostracized me. So but yeah, so if anybody else wants to give me a follow, feel free. That's probably the best way, because as I said, I don't have a consistent schedule right now. But anyway, let me catch up in chat. So hope you well all the time. Thank you. Aye, nice man. Good luck. And yeah, if everybody can copy the raid. Cool, glad to have found you. Well, thanks for coming and thanks for staying and watching, Brad. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully everybody enjoyed. Hopefully you all had a good time, were entertained, or had a sense of wonder. That is what I aim for. Panda Volta, thanks for the stream, Nam. That was so cool. Well, you're welcome. Thanks that you can come and stay for a while. I know sometimes you're you're modding, so I'm like, oh, well. Let's see. 7 Senshi, looking forward to catching more of your streams. Thank you kindly, 7. Yeah, alright, I guess we are raiding the keyboard grinder, so we'll do that and we'll save John Lee next time. So let's go ahead and raid the keyboard grinder. Just make sure that I A, spelled that correctly, and B, let me get into the room first and just make sure, because I made this. Okay, he's only been streaming for an hour. Okay, this is good. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for the support. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh wait, I might also have to stall for another second because the raid isn't immediate or instantaneous. So let's go ahead and give it a second. If anybody also wants to subscribe on YouTube. I have a lot of magic content to hold you over on my YouTube channel, so feel free to get over there and watch. I have a project that is 100 tricks in 100 days that I did, real-time days. So there's that, and I'm still making tricks once a week on YouTube. So in between streams, you can do that for now. All right, everybody, raid is ready. I'm going to send you over. You have a glorious day.